Hello everyone, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking and thank you for being here. These are your Jupiter in Sagittarius readings and I am doing for each sign looking at the astrology of course, but also at the tarot. So for those of you that are interested in the astrology part of the reading, I've put that part of the reading at the end because a lot of people like to go straight onto the tarot. So this way I can have both parties being happy. So I'd like to make a couple of announcements. I will have beneath in the description box below when the tarot starts, and also the link, actually the timestamp will be down the bottom for the astrology part of the reading as well. Now in the description box I will have the cards that I'm using, the tarot, whatever cards I'm using here today, so I don't need to mention each card. I'd like to say, first of all, happy birthday Capricorn. Many happy returns to you. Happy birthday. This is your solar return. It's your time to shine. And I'd also like to thank Capricorn as well as everyone else, but Capricorn because they are coming first in views, so they will be granted the free timeless reading. But Virgo is waiting on their free timeless reading, so that's going to be uploaded first for Virgo, and then gradually in the new year I will have the new reading, the bonus reading I should say, for Capricorn. Now, look out for January till June 2019 in the next 2-3 days. So I'll be doing the first 6 months of 2019 readings, and then towards the mid-2019 year, I will do the second part of the year. And I will let you know about that when they're uploaded. So January 1st to 15th readings, of course, will be up very soon as well. And today is actually the 28th of December. We're almost finished this year. It's been a tough year for everyone. Bring on 2019, I say. I know through working with people and, just generally looking at the vibes, the energies, it hasn't been easy. So bring on 2019. I'd like to thank all of you in advance for being here, for being supportive of my channel, for following me on social media, everything that you do. Thank you so much. And hopefully 2019 will be a much better year. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you again. I'm sending you my New Year's blessings from now. Big thank you from my heart. It's been amazing. What a ride. Thank you from the deepest depths of my heart to all of you, each and every one of you. Even just for writing, for commenting, for liking, whatever you do, you are very much appreciated. And I do hope that my work and my, giving to you has helped you along your path. That would, that humbles me and that makes me feel so happy. Now, just to finish up, I've got a surprise that I'm going to announce in about a month or so. I'd like to tell all of you that on the 22nd of December, when Mercury conjuncted Jupiter, and Mercury is my ruler, I'm a double Virgo. On that day, on the 22nd of December, I had a beautiful surprise. And, it was as though I felt something was coming. And I'm going to announce that early in the new year, as soon as I have more details. Just a little something that I'm really thrilled about, and I'm sure all of you will be, for me. And it will be interesting for you to see in relation to my channel. I will get back to you on that, but I will keep you waiting, because I'm waiting on news as well, so I can't tell you exactly what's happening until the new year. So look out for that. I will keep you posted. Now, I'm going to do a spread where I will be, because we're doing Jupiter in Sag, as an example, just showing you, so I don't have to explain to each and every one of you. Let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because Jupiter transits a sign, it takes 13 months. Because Jupiter moved into Sagittarius, its own home sign, on November 8th. It will be moving out of Sagittarius on December 2nd, 2019. So I'm doing November, December, January. This is the position. How Jupiter will affect you and your sign. This is November, December, January. Here we have February, March, April. Here we've got May, June, July. And this position here will be when Jupiter will be getting slowly ready to move out of its home sign of Sagittarius. So this position will be August, September, October, and November. Okay? And then I will be pulling a card from the Mythic Oracle. I will put the description, the information at the bottom in the description box below. And I'm taking one card, and here it just happens to be Aphrodite. So this is the Mythic Oracle, and I absolutely love it. That will be your general energy. And I'm also using Lenormand as well as Vera Sibilla for more clarity. And, of course, the Romance Angels, okay? So, as I said, all the information is in the box below. So, just to give you a general overview of what the reading will be about. All right, now, on to the readings. And for those of you, don't forget, that want to listen to the astrology part, I just go into a few more details about Jupiter in Sagittarius and its retrogrades, how it's going to be retrograding. So for those of you that are interested, don't finish the video at the end of the tarot reading. All right, thank you to all of you. Hello, dear Scorpio. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and this is your reading for Jupiter in Sagittarius. Today is the 30th of December 2018, and the transit of Jupiter in Sagittarius, its own home sign, is from November 8th, 2018 until December 2nd, 2019. So you can always come back to this video for more information, looking at the details. They're quite long, these readings, and we never know what's going to happen until time passes. So if nothing resonates, if you receive no messages, please don't forget to watch your moon and rising signs as well. Now, as I was shuffling, 2 cards came out. Wow, Scorpio. I thought it was only one. We've got the 8 of Cups and we've got the Fool. Okay, the 8 of Cups shows Pisces here. We've got Pisces. Okay, and we've got the Fool. I'm going to put these cards down, and they will be separate from the reading. Let's cut the cards for you and see what this transit pertains to for you, dear Scorpio. Now, just letting you know that this transit for Scorpio rising, it's your 2nd house, Scorpio rising and Scorpio sun, of course. This is happening all in your 2nd house. 2nd house is the house of values. It's the house of the physical body, comfort, the 5 senses. It's also the house of possessions. Now for you, your 2nd house, of course, is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about truth. Sagittarius is all about spirituality, seeing the bigger picture. It's all about going on an adventure, and that's what the Fool speaks of. Okay, this is a new beginning for you. Now, having Jupiter in your 2nd house of earned income is amazing. It is amazing. Just be careful because the second house is all about the physical body. Jupiter can expand. I suppose expanding of the body could mean pregnancy as well for some of you out there. Let's cut your cards. For Scorpio, spirit guides and angels. I'm doing, dear Scorpio, 4 cards logically, and each card is for each quarter of the year. Okay, so the first position is November, December, and January. You have the 9 of Cups. Second position here is February, March, and April. You've got the Devil. And that's the sign of Capricorn. Let's take the position May, June, July, and you have the World. And the last position is August, September, October, and November. Wow. Scorpio, 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, let's take an astrology card for Scorpio. Please, spirit guides and angels, more information for Jupiter in Sagittarius for the sign of Scorpio. What else do we need to know? Oh, I can't even shuffle these cards. They're very floppy and they're very easy to bend, but they're beautiful cards. So let me take one card for Scorpio, and this is it. And we've got the 5th house, where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. Interesting. So, and you know what, dear Scorpio, your 5th house is the house of Pisces. Interesting. Now, the 5th house is the natural house of Leo. So it's all about true love, creative projects that you give birth to, children, taking a risk, true love, as well as fun, joy, and risk-taking. Okay? So that's what the 5th house is all about. It's all about flirtation as well, romance, and relationships. That's the beginning of a relationship, as you could see in the card here. This is the part of the relationship where there is romance. You know, it's the beginning stages. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's take a romance angel for you and see what's happening in your love life. Now, this is a general reading, dear Scorpio, so it will pertain to a lot of you, not all of you. It is impossible to read for thousands of people. I'm reading the general energies. Archangel Michael in relation to love for Scorpio. Well, here we go. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And this is the card that you have, and we're looking at a couple of children here now. Children could be in the mix here because we've got the 5th house again, which is about children. And some of you, because this looks like, you know, 2 children that are very close. This could be a past life relationship, someone that you've known from your childhood, from a previous life, someone that you played at school with, someone that was in your neighborhood. Could be anything like that. Now I'm going to take a mythic oracle of the ancient Greek Pantheon, which deals with mythology, the myths of the gods and of the heroes. It's the first time I'm using this deck, and I absolutely love it. I will be reading from the booklet at the end of the tarot reading, so stick around, because after that there is the astrology part of the video as well. If you want to learn or want to know what's happening, because we've also got a year-long transit of Jupiter squaring across to Neptune. and that will be going on for most of the year. So I'm giving you the exact dates in the astrology part of the reading. Let's see now, what do the gods want you to know, dear Scorpio? Wow, Hesati, Crossroads. Interesting, I had another sign who got this card. Okay, I've checked the videos. It is the sign of Aries that got this card as well. So there is a crossroads here that you're at. Now this is a number 40, and number 40 does break down to the 4, which speaks of family, home, your heritage, you know, your ancestry and all that. So because here, as you could see, we've got the younger woman, then we've got the crone. I think the crone is the middle-aged, yes, is the middle-aged woman, and then we've got the wiser elderly. So this speaks of the generations. Now, I remember reading on this card, and it does speak about having the key. As you could see, she has a key here, and that's the key to, we will see what it's all about. When I read from the book, you will see what this crossroads is all about. But the fact that you've got the key, this is a very positive sign here. And I will be taking some more cards. Let's see. Here in the position of the first 3 months, which is November, December, and January. Mind you, January is when the eclipses are going to be happening, and today being the 30th of December, on the 5th is the first eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse. Then on the 21st, we've got the lunar eclipse. So this is, this position, this card here is in the mix with the eclipses. So having the wish card here, and I think that it is, for most of you, it is a wish card. For others of you, this could be just overindulging too much drinking, maybe trying to drown out your sorrows. Whatever you've been through, whatever you're going through, maybe you've got addictions of any sort, because we've got the devil here. And the devil is the sign of Capricorn, of course. And the devil is the sign of Capricorn, but if you notice, the devil behind him in the background, there's this huge pentacle. Now, it's like the Ace of Pentacles, so Capricorn is all about work, all about career. Capricorn is also about the authority. There is a lot going on in Capricorn. Capricorn is where Pluto is your ruler. Saturn is there and the sun is there. Actually, Saturn and the sun are meeting up in the sky as we speak. So anything to do with the father, both Saturn and the sun can mean the father. So Saturn, of course, is the authority. And sometimes, you know, even with the sun speaks of health, clarity, love. It speaks of warmth. It speaks of our ego as well. So the sun is also an illuminary. So coming closer to Saturn, you may be able to see what is the authority, what is your difficulty in life, what's not letting you get to your goals, because Saturn will not let you get past. He won't let you through that door unless you've stood in your integrity and put in the hard yakka, the hard work. So this could be a very positive transit. It can be a hard transit as well. So there is a lot happening there, but, you know, the house of Capricorn is also, as I said, the house of career and law. Now, Sagittarius also deals with the law, and Jupiter can be, you know, legal issues because of, you know, truth. Jupiter likes to speak the truth. That's what Sagittarius is all about, the truth. It's also about spirituality. Now here, this is a very grounded, very earthly sort of a an energy. And as I said, it can speak of restrictions, but it can also speak of physically working very hard to physically manifest things in your life. So this could be a wish come true in relation to anything to do with money, anything that you've created through business. Okay, Nine of Cups, beautiful card. You've got the 9 and you've got the 10, dear Scorpio. This is like a progress, okay, a progression for you. So that's why I'm thinking that this is a very positive sign here. Right at the top of your reading, which is the position of May, June, July, is the World card. Now, May, June, July, actually from April 10th till August 11th, Jupiter will be retrograde. And we know that when planets are retrograde, it's time to redo things, revamp things. Also, the energy of Jupiter will be stronger because retrograde planets, it's like, it's like, think of a spinning wheel that's spinning the opposite way. It starts to draw things inwards, doesn't it? The energy starts to turn inwards. So it is a time of going inwards and having time to go over things, rehash, redo things. Now, the World card being at the crowning position of your reading, and this is the energy of Saturn, having it in the crowning area, which is usually in the natural horoscope, looking at the zodiac wheel, we look at Capricorn being right at the top of the wheel, right? So it's your highest, it's the highest point. It's where the midheaven is. It's your highest aspirations, your highest goals that you want to achieve. And look at this man, he's standing on top of the world, isn't he? So this is obviously here a point of success, getting to the highest point that you can in your career, becoming the authoritarian, becoming the father, becoming the boss. And it's also, the World card can speak of a karmic completion, okay? And once there is a completion, there's also a new beginning with the Fool card, okay? So the World card can also be difficult energy because it depicts, it denotes Saturn. Saturn, again, is very hard, but Saturn always gives. Once you've gone through that cycle and you've done the work, Saturn gives back to you, gives you longevity, gives you stability, gives you very, very good things. So the World card is also a card of travel, so that could be what you aspire to do. As well as that, Sagittarius is all about foreign places and people. So that's in, what you're hoping to do mid-year. Now, for those of you that are finishing up a karmic cycle, there is a new beginning with the Fool. And the Fool is, the Fool is the sign of Aries. So for those of you that are dealing with someone who's got strong Aries, then this is your reading. Now, also, Aries could be where, because Aries is the first sign of the horoscope, and now Mars, which is your ruling planet, as well as Pluto, Mars also rules Aries. So Mars is almost at 29 degrees of Pisces. Okay, so being at the last degrees makes it very, very strong. So your ruler is moving into the sign of Aries, where its home is. Now, Aries is the warrior. Mars being there is going to kickstart a lot of energy, a lot of passion. Could be passive aggressiveness. I don't want to say passive. Could be aggressiveness. That's the shadow side of Mars. Okay, so because Mars likes to push forward, likes to push through. It's all about fire, right? And that's why he tries to pick up speed and then he's on fire. That's what he's going to be doing in the sign of Aries. And I believe that that's probably when you will be beginning a new cycle. Now, I don't know where the Fool begins because it fell out before I actually put the cards in the position. I believe that some of you, and I'm going to say this, we've got Pisces here and Aries. So this is what your ruler is doing. Leaving Pisces, and the Eight of Cups is a card of leaving those 8 cups behind, looking for those other 2 cups that are missing. So looking for love. Now, if you notice this card, there is a lot of emotion here, a lot of water. So this is very, very emotional for those of you that are leaving something, a situation behind. As you can see here, we've got his half man, half octopus. That's what's beneath the water. And the octopus means, octo means 8. Okay, the octopus has got 8 tentacles. So 8, some of you could be leaving 7 or 8 people behind, a situation of, I don't know, this could be even work, whatever you are ending up, you could even be leaving 8 years behind, let's say. Okay, oh wow. And if we think of, because Chiron is in Pisces, Chiron is actually conjunct. Chiron is conjunct your ruler at this time. And Chiron will be moving into Aries as well. It's, you know, right now that I'm doing this reading, Chiron, the wounded healer, the centaur is joined together with Mars, with your ruler. So Chiron could be some weird aspect that you're leaving behind. It could be pain, past life, childhood pain, old wounds, the victim mentality that you're leaving behind. Now, it's funny that there's 8 here. 8 is the number of Scorpio. It's the house of Scorpio. Some of you could be leaving behind an intimate relationship. Maybe there was lack of intimacy, lack of emotion. Maybe you are leaving behind a situation where you were living together with someone. That's the 8th house of shared resources, other people's money, banks, loans, wills, deeds, anything like that. That's what Scorpio is all about. So leaving behind, some of you could be leaving behind either an Aries or a Pisces. And I'm going to say that more than likely, wow, you're leaving behind an Aries. I feel as though you're leaving an Aries person with strong Capricorn. Why do I say that? Because here in the position of the root issue and November, December, January, you've got the 9 of Cups. Now, the 9 of Cups is a water sign. Okay, so many cups do speak of a lot of emotion. So we're talking about water. You've got the 8 and you've got the 9 and then you've got the 10. So it's as though you're in the middle of some situation in November, December, January. I feel as though emotionally you may have already checked out. Okay, looks as though this person is moving towards the sign of Pisces. Now, if you look here at the 10 of Cups, this is Mars in Pisces. This is Mars in Pisces. And we've got the beautiful little kitty with her friend, the dog, 2 very different beings coming together, feeling a sense of trust. I believe, dear Scorpio, that you're leaving behind either an Aries or a Capricorn. Okay, because Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. Saturn also rules Aquarius. I need to throw that in as well for those of you, even though I don't have swords, but I will be taking more cards. I feel as though you're leaving behind either an Aries or a Capricorn and you're moving towards a Piscean sun, moon, or rising. Very interesting indeed. Now we've got the 5th house here. Again, the 5th house for you is Pisces. Wow, this is incredible. Okay, sun, moon, or rising is Pisces. Let me take some more cards. This is really interesting for me. Now, 10 of Cups here speaks of the happy family. So much happiness that there's bliss here. 10 of Cups breaks down to the Ace as well. So it's as though you've got the Ace of Cups there. And that's in the August, September, October, November period. And that's when Jupiter will have come out of retrograde and will be at the last degrees of its home sign of Sag, where it's very strong. So you're leaving behind a weird situation. Let's take one card on each position. Now the Devil could also speak of a very strong sexual desire, because it's a very physical card. So this is the position February, March, April. So this is the time after the first eclipses here. And because I know that I can see that this Devil is holding the hour clock in his hand, time could be the enemy here. And Kronos, which is Saturn, is the Lord of Time. Let's take another card on the 9 of Cups. And we've got the 5 of Coins. 5 of Coins speaks, fives always speak of change. Now someone is asking something from you. Someone is begging you for something. Someone is feeling left out in the cold, emotionally left out in the cold. Could this be another earth sign that is feeling left out here? Someone could have problems with their finances here. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be money issues, or if you are striking it lucky financially, and I don't have, let's say, a lot of pentacles here, but whatever this wish is here, I think that with the 5 here, and someone is really begging for help, please give if you can. I'm going to take another card, one more card on this position. And I'd like to say that maybe this could be from your ancestry, someone who's passed on that is helping your wishes come true. They could be with you. They could be guiding you, your guiding light. If that is the case, then you need to do something in their memory. Give something. Give to the poor. Give to the needy. And in that way, you will be giving to the person who is above and watching you, the person that maybe you were very close with. Let's take a card, one more card here, and we've got the High Priestess. Wow, so we've got Virgo, Pisces. Now the High Priestess is a very spiritual soul. This is someone who's got strong intuition. Their third eye is open. They're aligned with the divine. This is knowledge. As you could see, the owl, this is someone who's very knowledgeable in the spiritual realm, in magic, in anything spiritual. They may even do tarot. This is Virgo Piscean axis, as I said. So we've got Pisces here again. Now the earth sign could be Virgo that is asking for something from you. The High Priestess is a secret. It's hidden information that you don't know. Now, I want to say that because the High Priestess is a number 2, she does speak of balance. Now, she holds those scrolls which she does not let people know about. So if you've got the knowing, if you sense, if you feel that you know who's asking something from you, of you, please extend your help, your hand, and give. And that way it will return to you. Let's look at the devil. Oh, no way. No chance. 3 cards, 4 cards. Okay. I said I would take them on the devil, so I will. Okay. 6 of Swords. Moving away from difficult to calmer waters. Now this is an air quality, so it's your intellect, it's your logic. You are moving away from the devil, whatever that stands for you. Probably there was too much sacrifice. The hanging man is Pisces again. You were hanging in the midst too long. There was too much sacrifice. Okay. Maybe again time was the issue here. Whatever this means, the hanged man is the energy of Neptune in Pisces, and that could be that you're wearing rose-colored glasses. There has been some sort of an illusion, and you've been waiting to be enlightened by the divine. And you know what? Jupiter will be squaring Neptune for most of the year, so be careful with illusions. Be careful with the use of drugs, too much overindulging in, drowning your sorrows, or trying to, psych yourself away from any pain. Be careful not to overuse any substances that make you not be present. Here we've got the 2 of Swords, so there's a decision. We've got the sign of Libra here. As you can see, Libra is the house of partnership. Libra is democracy. It's trying to find the balance within relationships. Now this could be through talking. We've got the 2 of Swords, so you're trying to make a decision and you're trying to find your balance, maybe in a relationship, maybe with another air sign, someone who's got strong air. Now, Scorpio, you may have air in your chart as well. Nevertheless, you're trying to make a decision on the grounds of what you feel to be right, because your eyes are closed, you can't see, you're wearing a blindfold. And here we've got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, wow, the King of Cups could be any water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. One thing I want to say here, and this is a message for all of you, that we've got the devil, which is Capricorn. That's where the south node is. So that's the tail of the dragon, as we say. So we've got Rahu, which is the head of the dragon, in Cancer. And we've got K2, which is the tail of the dragon. Okay, and these are fated points in the zodiac. Okay, so we've got fated events happening. Now, the King of Cups could be you, or it could be the Piscean that I've already mentioned. The thing is with the nodes, the moon's nodes, we should not be too much into family, even though the north node is in the 4th house. Let's say if this is Cancer, the 4th house of home and family, that's where the north node is, and that's where we're supposed to be growing. Now, the south node is in Capricorn. That is what is very familiar to us, and that's what we're supposed to be letting go of. The best thing to do is to try and balance out both energies. So not too much home and family, and not too much work. Try and be in the middle. Okay, that's another message. Now here, the King of Cups and the Devil. So the King of Cups is someone who is very emotional. They wear their heart on their sleeve. This for me, with these seahorses right around him, He seems like he's got a lot of luck on his side. And I feel, dear Scorpio, that this is your energy mostly. That you are heading towards something very lucky. And this could be, you know, he's holding the Ace of Cups. But what I see mostly is the Six of Swords, which shows that he's leaving something behind, leaving time, leaving too much work, leaving whatever has been burdening him with the devil, leaving it behind, whatever karmic situation this was, whatever health issue this was, he's leaving it behind and is moving forward. So this King of Cups is moving towards the future. Now, this is either your energy, or if you're involved with another Piscean person, then they are moving towards the future. Okay, moving from difficult to calmer waters. And you know, the swords are all about communication, intellect. Okay, so there could be a situation here where there's things that are coming up that have been spoken. Yes, there's a lot of fear around here with the devil. We've even got the Two of Swords. So the Six of Swords and the Two of Swords does speak of feeling as though you're trapped, but you are not. And I believe that you receive the guidance from above. Okay, that's with the Hanging Man. That's you changing your perspective and moving on. Now, that's in the area February, March, April. The World card now here is the completion point. It is a successful completion of a karmic cycle. It is world travel. It is having gone through the tests and the trials and tribulations, I should say. So once that happens, what do you receive? The Wheel. Of course, Jupiter is there to save the day. The Wheel of Fortune, there is a completion. And this is beautiful. This is Jupiter right here for you. The Wheel of Fortune speaks again of travel, foreign places and people. I believe that mid-year a lot of you will be traveling. And of course the wheel keeps turning. If you've been down, it's time to, you know, come up. If things have been looking down, they're looking up for you. And of course the other way around. But with the World card and with the Wheel, we've got two circles. We've got a lot of circles here, even with the Five of Coins. Okay, and this here, we've also got, there's a lot of circular energies here, the Fool, and this is like cycles. This is what I call cycles. We're going up and we're going down. Let's look at the final position. August, September, October, and November. Wow, we've got the Five of Cups. And as I was pulling the card, I was thinking, no, I don't want to take that card, but I took the card. So we go from the Five of Cups to the 10. I'm going to take another card, of course. And you know that with the Five of Cups, we always look to the past. Sometimes we stay stuck in the past, but there's always those two cups that are still there, that have not been broken. There's two cups still standing. That is the potential for an agreement, whether this is work, home, family, or love. Let's take another card. So, being the Five of Cups, I would say that the completion point here, someone else is left behind. This is the mourning, maybe of the person that you're leaving behind, or this is like past the stage of celebrating, and there once was, I want to say, a celebration, so you were once happy, but now it's time to move on. And it's never really easy to close the door from one day to the other, is it? This is looking at the glass half full half empty, I should say, than half full. And this is the wrong way to look at it. Now, fives speak of change again. So let's see. Wow, Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Someone who is of air qualities is left behind, I would say. Now, if you've got strong air in your chart, then this is you having difficulty moving on, leaving the past behind. You could even be finding out about a love triangle. We've got threes here. Okay, we've got the Three Swords. The devil could be, you know, sexual energy in the past. Maybe here with the Five of Coins. With the Five of Coins, someone was left out in the cold. As well as that, we've got the progression, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. So we're stuck there. So, and then we've got the Six of Swords as well. So it looks as though you've got one foot on the boat and the other foot off the boat, dear Scorpio. No change is easy. I know that for everyone. It always takes time, always. Now, just looking at the Three of Swords, and I want to say that for those of you that there may be one person out there that is having a miscarriage. If that is the case, keep trying, keep going. You know, you can't give up like that. Bringing in a new life to the world is something very magical, and you need to keep trying. Okay, so let's take one Lenormand on each position, and we've got the cross. So this says that you need to keep the faith. 3 and 6 equal 9. 9 is the house of Sag, logically. Now this could be some sort of a burden. Some of you may have someone who is always asking for help. Always asking for help, and this could have become a bit of a burden for you, but you know, give from your heart. Give from your heart. That's going to behoove you. Let me take another one. And we've got number 4. So yeah, it could be someone from your home, someone who's always asking for more. Now here we've got the 4, the home. So keep the faith that your stability will come through. This card here says fortune, luck, money, and love. Okay, so fortune, luck, money, and love all come here. Keep the faith. That's what Sagittarius says. And we all go through our trials and tribulations, but faith helps us get through any difficult situation that we're in. Let's look at the Hanging Man, the Devil, 6 of Swords, King of Cups, and the 2 of Swords. And we've got the Clover, okay, which is happiness, luck. This is beautiful, the Clover. And remember how I said that this king could be very, very lucky? Let's take one more card, and it's a number 2, which speaks of partnering up. It's a number of balance. Okay, could be an agreement. My God, look at this. 25 equals a 7. There is a relationship on the cards here. There's a contract. There's an agreement. So for those of you that have been having a difficult time in moving away, know that where you're going to, there's the potential of a long-term partnership, relationship, and a marriage. Let's look at the crowning area, which is the World and the Wheel. For those of you that have been pursuing the apple of your eye, know that having put in the hard work and with a bit of luck, you will receive what you have been hoping for. And we've got the bear, which is protection, but this is a number 15, like the devil. Nevertheless, it adds up to a 6. Now, the bear is protection. It's mother. It's the mother. Be careful not to upset this bear because it can become lethal. Okay, so just take care of that. Know that you are protected, though. For those of you that have got a mum who's there for you. Now, this protection could be from above, as I said. And it's funny that this card speaks of crossroads. You're at a crossroads. Look at that. And 22 is a master number. Wow. Now, for those of you that are choosing between an Aquarius, a Capricorn, or a Sag, yes, you're at a crossroads. Yes, I can see that. Let's take this position here. Actually, I want to shuffle a bit more. August, September, October, and November. Now, this crossroads could be, do I move? Do I go to that distant land, that holiday, that world cruise? Do I? But how do I leave my mum behind? How do I leave my protection behind, whoever this is that is protecting you? Let me take another card. And we've got the man. So we've got the mother or the man. Now, if you're the man, this is you. If you are male, this is you. If you are female, then this is the man that you are choosing. Some of you are at a crossroads between being with a person who is your protector, the person who looked after you, the person who stood up for you. Could be a friend, could be a mother, could be a father, whoever takes on the role of the bear. Okay? And they could be Capricorn because it's a 15. Or do I go with my love? Do I go with the person that I want in my life? And that equals a 10. It's a number 28. Let's go to the final position. August, September, October, November. And we've got the Scorpio. We've got the fish, which is very lucky with money and business. That's a number 7. Yes. Here we've got the book, which is the book of secrets. This is a number 8, so it's very scorpionic. If you are successful in business, if your luck comes through business, or it could even come through love, it could even come through when you travel. You're not telling the world about that. Let's take another card. And we've got the news. So 27, the legal documents, the letter, the news comes through. 27 equals a 9. So this could be legal documents. For those of you that are going through separation, this could mean that you are finishing up or that you are beginning legal procedures, whether this is you serving the papers to someone else or they are to you. Let me take some Sibillas, but before I do that, I want to look at the Crossroads card here. And what's this Crossroads all about? And we've got the 10 of Wands, which is a burden, a heavy burden. But this is also getting to your goal. Let's take one more, because the 10 breaks down to the Ace of Wands. And we've also got the 5 of Wands, which is trying to build on something. Now this, as you could see, these people they're planted in a tree. It's as though they're stuck together in a situation. And they're trying to build on something. There are disagreements here, and that could be through family, through work. But 5s always speak of change, remember? Now, if we count the card here, if we count these wands, they add up to the devil again. Too much work, too much passive aggressiveness, too many disagreements with family, co-workers. But if you add the 1 that the 10 breaks down to with the 5, again, it's a 6, which speaks of success. Let me take one more. And we've got Judgment, which is your card. This is your ruler, Pluto. And Pluto is in its 3rd decan, which means it's after 20 degrees. Right now, when I'm doing this reading for you, now Pluto, your ruler, will be going retrograde during the year. Mid-year, it will be retrograde. And but the Judgment card does speak of rising up from the ashes. Remember what I said about your ancestry? Someone is watching you from above. This is your spirit guides and your angels. You are being given a second chance at something. Dear Scorpio, whatever you are mulling over here, crying over, worrying over, this is, this is heartbreak. Whatever disappointment you've gone through. And this could mean that you've been seeing things in a very magical way, because with Jupiter squaring Neptune, this could be an illusion, a massive illusion. Let's look at the Sibillas here. The High Priestess, 5 of Coins, 9 of Cups. And we've got Sacerdote, which is the priest. This is the man who stands alone, but this always speaks of faith. He sits right above the cross. And this is faith again. Now this could speak of marriage. It is a 13, which is Scorpio. So transformation happening here. Wow. Keep your faith. That will help you break these chains that are holding you back. Whatever this Capricornian energy is, again, whatever obligations you have, restrictions, keep the faith and keep working at it, dear Scorpio. Here we've got a Mellado, and this is a number 4, which speaks of low morale through family, I would say. Or could it be someone else in your family that is literally ill? If that is the case in the months November, December, January, and that is eclipse time, January. So let's take one more. And we've got il nemico. Il, which means being ill. Hopefully no one will get sick at this time. What I know is that this card here always reminds me of Scorpio, because the snake sheds its skin. Okay, so whatever has been difficult, if this is an enemy or just... Sorry about that, my computer just stopped. Now this is another 11. So this is a transformation. Something is transforming. Whatever has been difficult in your life is being changed. It is changing its skin, the snake, which means it's being birthed, right? Let's look at the position of February, March, April. We've got melancholia, so still melancholy here, and worry. Slight depression, Masenghini. So there are messages that are coming through. This is news, this is a letter. And we've got delirante, which is deliriousness. Now, usually this is a neutral card, so I don't know what these messages are about. They're either making you delirious with happiness or sadness. More than likely, I would say happiness, because you've got the clover and you've got the ring. Okay, so this speaks of being really lucky, and you're delirious from, you can't believe your luck. And here we've got Giovina Fanciulla. So something new is coming through. This is the young maiden, the virgin, which means of something new. Now here she's a 12. 2019 is a 12 year, which adds up to a 3. And that's why the number 12 keeps coming up in in these readings. Now, Giovina Fanciulla could be the young maiden, which is, you know, this is pure energy. This is very Virgo-like. Let's look at the crowning position, which is mid-year, May, June, and July. We've got Morte, which is death and transformation. We've got Pensiero, again, the hermit-like, putting a lot of thought in here. Which direction do I take? You say you've got a crossroads here. There is a change on the horizon. And here you are, looking across the seas, whatever you have invested in, you're waiting on. For some of you, this could be someone waiting on you to travel. I see water here. It's right on top of the wheel and the world. For those of you that have been communicating with someone who's at a distance, there is expansion and growth with this person. There is another chance being given here. And as I have said, being at the crossroads, making that decision is not going to be easy. You may even be treading on some toes. Let's look at the final position here. August, September, October, November. Fortuna, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's right on top of the fish. And the Five of Cups. So know that not all hope is lost here. We've got alegria, merriment, and happiness here. And then we've got gelosia, past, regrets, and jealousy. Okay, so obviously there is some sort of jealousy. Someone's got bad regrets here. It is a number 8, which speaks of Scorpio again. And let's not forget that we've got the 3 of Swords here. Even though we've got the 10 of Cups, it's as though, Scorpio, you're living on 2 different dimensions at the same time. On one dimension, it's all clear sailing, beautiful. And on the other, it's hard. So I've got 2 lots of Scorpios out there. The only advice I can tell you, and that's because of Sagittarius, it's keep the faith in Jupiter. He will deliver to you. Let's take one more. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles, Denaro, which is a security, stability, marriage. 6 of Cups, this is, remember how I said for some of you, this could be someone from the past. Yes, that could be someone that you knew from your childhood. This is a very abundant marriage as well. You've got the fish. Some of you may be marrying into money. Wow. Wow, dear Scorpio, I think that that's it. Whatever the case is here, you've got judgment calling, rising up from your ashes, okay? Keep at it, keep working, keep the faith. I said keep the face. Now, I don't know what that means for you, but Crossroads is what I'm going to read for you. It's a number 40. Breaks down to a 4. Let's see what it says. Hesati. So Hesati is an incredibly important, powerful, and complicated deity, and this is the myth that I'm reading. Although she appears throughout Greek mythology, she actually predates it. In the ancient Orphic religion, she is said to be the key-bearing queen of the entire cosmos. Hesati is associated with gateways to other realms of existence and is the gatekeeper of hidden realms and sacred knowledge. She is present at the threshold of transformation and represents the road to unknown places. Wow, Scorpio, now knowledge, sacred knowledge, that's what Jupiter gives you. Jupiter and Sagittarius, I should say. She is depicted as a triple-faced goddess with the heads of a dog, horse, and bear. That's funny, we had the bear here. Okay. Or those of a dog, serpent, and lion. She may also appear as maiden, mother, and crone. And you did have the young maiden here, didn't you? The maiden, mother, and crone representing the passage through the phases of life and wisdom. She is connected to wilderness and wild creatures and is said to be guarded by black dogs. She carries a torch which shows that she is one who illuminates and brings wisdom. She brings light to dark places, revealing the treasures that are hidden in the unconscious. She carries a knife and rope symbolizing the cutting of the umbilical cord in birth and the severance of body and spirit in death. How incredible. She also carries a dagger representing power, discernment, and the ability to cut through all things, and a key symbolizing her role as gatekeeper. The message: if you've drawn this card, a major life-changing crossroads lies before you. Hesate beckons you to choose a direction. You must make a decision. Change is inevitable, but the direction of change is completely up to you. Hesate is calling you to the untamed and wild areas of life. You must follow this deepest of calls. You know inside the decision you must make, and it is probably a terrifying decision, yet it is one that will take you to your highest calling. Do not be afraid of what you feel deep inside. Follow that inner wisdom and let it lead you to your destiny. And I was talking about the nodes earlier and destiny, fated situations here with the Judgment card. It did speak of powering up, okay, representing power, discernment, and ability to cut through all things, and a key symbolizing her role as gatekeeper. Incredible. Absolutely beautiful, dear Scorpio. I do hope that this was of help to you. We do have the 5th house here, which is again all about children. It's all about romance, true love. Some of you, as I said, may be dealing with your 5th house is Pisces. I'm going to also mention Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, because the 5th house is the natural house of Leo. So I think I will leave it at that. There are many messages here. Please feel free to come back to this reading again for more information. For those of you who want to stick around and listen to the astrology, you're welcome to do that. And again, thank you for all that you do. Sending you lots of love, lots of blessings. Scorpio, stay well. Bye-bye. Okay, for all of you astrology lovers, Jupiter in Sagittarius. Okay, as I said in the introduction, Jupiter moved into its home sign of Sagittarius on November 8th, 2018. That was actually St. Michael's Day, for those of you that look into saints, that are Catholic, or even I'm Greek Orthodox, and for us that's a very big day. It's St. Michael's Day, and Michael is my spirit guide as well. So Jupiter moving into its home sign of Sag on that day was a very, very special day for me, and I think that Jupiter's blessings for everyone is very very different and very, very giving, very abundant for most people. Now, not everyone has got the same astrology. Not everyone is born on the same day. Of course, we're all affected in a different way. But I believe that the blessings come through in different ways for each and every person. Because I believe that as a collective energy, Jupiter being the planet of abundance and expansion and growth, I believe that Jupiter brings blessings. So Jupiter moved in its home sign on November 8th, 2018. It will be there until December 2nd, 2019. So that's 13 months. It's not a year, it's 13 months, just under. So now what is Jupiter? What does it do in its home sign? Well, obviously it's very strong. It's very potent. It feels very happy there. Very happy. Now Jupiter is, and I should say Sagittarius is all about truth, spirituality, foreign places and people at a distance. Jupiter can rule any legalities, legal issues. It likes to expand on everything, even the view, the way Sagittarius looks at the world. It's a big, open place out there. It's a place where you can go on adventures and explore. So you've got a very wide angle of seeing things as looking at the world as being the bigger picture, looking at things from a wider angle. Sagittarius is also higher education, becoming the guru, looking into studies, becoming the teacher, becoming the educator. So furthering your studies to the point where you can actually become the teacher. That's what Sag is. Now Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it's very, go get 'em. It's an action sign. It's a sign that's ruled by fire. So it's very passionate. It's very spontaneous. And it's a very, very, very positive energy. So Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag gives that back to us. It likes to expand and grow and bring luck. So that's why today I did these readings on the tarot to see through the astrology and through the tarot how each astrological sign could be affected with Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag. So I'd like to now go on to one or two things that are happening with Jupiter. Now Jupiter, through the year, through its transit of Sagittarius, will be squaring the other big player, Neptune. Now Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Pisces can be quite delusional. Now Neptune is also it's the higher octave of Venus. So what is Venus? It's what we value. It's what we place love on, what love is for us, what we treasure, what is dear and important to us. So Neptune being the higher octave of Venus. Now Neptune is actually in its home sign of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's, Neptune is completing a very, very big cycle because Neptune stays in each sign for about 14 years. So that's a very big transit. Now it's at 14 degrees of Pisces, so it's practically halfway. So it's, coming to midpoint of Pisces, and that's a very important time for whichever planet is transiting its home sign. Now, because Jupiter moves much faster, it does the horoscope every year, whereas Neptune is much slower, and it takes 14 years to complete each sign, not the whole astrological zodiac, okay? So it's, the further out the planet is, the more potent its energy is, the stronger it is. So we're going to have for quite, throughout the year of 2019, we have Jupiter squaring Neptune. Now, as I said, Neptune can be delusional. Neptune could be also the divine love. Neptune is spirit. So Jupiter is expansion and growth and looking at the bigger picture. Now, Jupiter can expand on the positive and the negative. Mostly, I would say on the positive because it's a lucky planet. But when we've got difficult aspects like squares in astrology, that's it's an aspect of difficult tension, difficult energy, which, tension brings change. It's like, pulling a rubber band where it breaks. If you pull too much, the tug of war, let's say, which I usually say that the opposition, where one planet is opposite the other one in the zodiac, that's my tug of war aspect. Now, the square aspect is like pulling on a rubber band. And if you're not careful, that rubber band is going to break. And that's where, you can wreak havoc. That's where you can have a lot of trouble. But sometimes going through difficult energies through action, because that's what squares make you do. They make you take action, and therefore comes the change. So we just have to be careful with squares to try and work with the energies, go with the flow, see, use your instinct, use your intellect, feel into the energy, meditate. Now, this is what we have to look out for. We may be feeling more suspicious, more paranoia, more paranoia. I'm getting mixed up with the Greek word because that is a Greek word. We call it parania in Greek, but in English it's paranoia. So we may be feeling that over the time, and I will tell you when it will start, when Jupiter will start squaring Neptune. As well as that, we may be feeling very over-optimistic, too trusting, or we may be idealizing a romantic interest. Let's say we're interested in someone. We may be wearing rose-colored glasses and, being disillusioned of the feelings of the other. So, that's looking at the bigger picture, Neptune is spirit, of course, but it's also disillusion and illusion. So we're looking at something through rose-colored glasses. We're looking at it as being amazingly grand, huge, and so lucky with Jupiter. So be careful with shattered illusions. Now, this energy could also be testing your faith, because you may be disappointed. Yes, that's in the mix as well. Beware, and if you have any disappointments, and they could be major disappointments because of Jupiter and the expansion that it makes on things, use your faith. Trust in the universe. Trust in the divine order. Trust in the divine outcome, and trust that you are not alone. Whatever you're going through, there is a reason for that. There is always a reason behind whatever happens. Now, also be aware of deception. Neptune can be deception, and Jupiter can expand on that. Now, also in relation to resources, things that we own, you may not feel as secure as what you thought you would be. Even though Jupiter in Sag can bring abundance and can bring a lot of good things to us, Neptune could also be the disillusion, the illusion of having more than what you really have. And also, very importantly, avoid gambling and drugs. It's not a good time at all. Now I'm going to go into the exact squares, when these squares will be taking place. So on the 13th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 22 minutes, that will be the exact square of Jupiter and Neptune. So they will be squaring exactly 3 times in the year 2019. So the first square, the exact square, will be on the 13th of January 2019. On the second time that they meet up exactly will be on the 16th of June 2019 at 18 degrees and 43 minutes But at that time, Jupiter will be retrograde. So we always know when a planet goes retrograde, yes, its energy is more potent because it seems as though it's stopped in the sky, even though it's not really stopped. It's just an illusion. It's our view from Earth, the way we see it. And of course, it's closer to the Earth. It's closer to us, and that's why it gives the illusion of retrograding. So, yes, Jupiter will be retrograde at that time, and so will Pluto. And therefore, again, Pluto's energy will be much more potent. And guess what? Saturn, Kronos, the Lord of Time, the Lord of Karma, and Pluto is the Lord of Karma, I should say, and transformation. These three big players will all be retrograde. So, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn will all be retrograde on the 16th of June 2019. Mind you, July, I think it is, when we have the when we're going to have the eclipses. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it's July. So June, July, very important time of year. Where are we? Just let me tell you, okay, on the 2nd of July and on the 16th of July are the next eclipses. So June, July, very important time of year. Oh, wow. It's going to be important. Now, always with retrogrades, we know we have to go within. We have to, it's a time of working, going inwards and redoing things. So that's, the chance that we're given from the divine to work on things that we need to work on. So if we're not on the proper path, we need to be put on the proper path. Now, third time that they meet up in the sky, on the 21st of September 2019 at 16 degrees 59 minutes. Now, Neptune will be retrograde then, as well as Pluto. So again, the big players, whenever we're talking about the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn and Jupiter going retrograde, it's very important. It's a massive time of change. So hold on to your hats for those dates. When we talk of the precise time, that's when the precise aspect, they're right, the square will be exact. So any time just before, I would say, is the most important time, because that's when, when they're coming to become exact, when they're coming closer and closer to the degree to be exact, that's when it's the most strongest and most potent energies that we're going to feel. Once they hit the exact point and they start to move apart, it sort of softens a little bit the energy. Okay, just so you know, it's coming up to those dates where it's the strongest of all the energies. Now, I'd like to also say one more thing before I finish up, that Jupiter going retrograde on the 14th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, Jupiter will enter its retrograde zone. It does not mean that it's retrograde. It means that it's going to be at the degrees that it will be working on. Okay, so it stops, it will sort of start to slow down, not stop, slow down at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, right? On the 14th of January, it will start to slow down. It's as though, to give you an example, it's as though it's lit up, just like the sun is lit up, the sun is light. Once it starts to move into its shadow period, its light starts to dim slowly, slowly, slowly every day. So once we get to the 10th of April and Jupiter will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, that's where it's going to stationary and retrograde. Now when I say stationary, it means it will stop, it will have the illusion that it's stopped, and it will start slowly to start turning retrograde. So think of a ball that's turning, and it stops. That's where it's at its most potent time. And then that's when it's stationary. Then it will start to turn the other way. So it's going to start turning retrograde. That's the time when we go inwards. That's the time where we have to try and communicate in a more practical, more, how do I say it, in a more precise manner. So we have to go over things. We have to check things. Anytime when there's a retrograde, there is miscommunication. Also, we have time to go within and work over things, redo things. That's what retrogrades are about. So, from the 14th of January till 10th of April, that's its shadow period. That's when it's slowing down. 10th of April until the 11th of August, it's actually retrograde. So that's about 4 months of Jupiter being retrograde. Now, on the 11th of August, it finishes its retrograde at 14 degrees and 30 minutes. So that means that it's come back to the time, to the point where it started its shadow period. Okay, so it's going to go over the same point where it started to slow down. So that's working over things, redoing things. You get what I mean? Hopefully. So it's back to 14 degrees and 30 minutes on the 11th of August. Okay, and it will be going over that time again. It is stationary direct though now on the 11th of August. So that means that it was going retrograde, right? I should go that way. It was going retrograde. And then on the 11th of August, it actually stopped. And it's stationary direct, so it's very potent. And then it starts to go direct, right? From 14 degrees 30 minutes until the 5th of November, when it will leave its retrograde zone. It will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes when it is out in the clear. It is finished totally from its retrograde period. Now, 5th of November, it's about 3 days before St. Michael's Day, which is amazing. There's another blessing because Jupiter will be outside of its retrograde zone. So it's like it's covering, no, it's not like, it will be covering new turf. Now it's going to be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, which means it's at the last 6 degrees of Sagittarius. And wow, I mean at its last 6 degrees of its own home sign, it's going to be flying. And that's where it's going to be showering everyone with its gifts. And we're all going to be, with our hands open and saying, thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And thank you to whoever you believe in. That's when Jupiter is going to shower us with its gifts. So looking forward to that. All right. Now, I hope that, for those of you that are expertise in astrology, you really didn't need all this explanation. This was for those people that really are not very familiar with the astrology. So I hope that was quite clear for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Sending you blessings for the new year, for 2019. I will be back with more. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you.